is steeped in history, and none more so than the latest stop on the EuroPro Tour. With over 450 years of stories to tell, welcome to the Royal Montrose Golf Club. Welcome to the east coast of Scotland for the 7th event in the EuroPro Tour season, the Eagle Orchid Scottish Masters. This is golf in its purest form. It's one for the thinkers and the shot makers. One strike can literally make or break a round. This is links golf in its purest form.
I just like a challenge in links golf.
The weather can be really anything out there.
Links golf's great. You can just get some good bounces, you can get some bad bounces. It's good fun.
The wind can make it really difficult.
If you go in a fairway bunker, you're just a flop shot out sideways.
You just got to take it on the chin and almost have a bit of fun with it.
Oh, this could be one of the toughest weeks of the tour for the 164 starters. One of the biggest fields of the season is gathered here at the Royal Montrose Golf Club, where this game has been played since 1562, making it the 5th oldest golf course in the world. It was bestowed its royal patronage in 1845 by Prince Albert. In 1901, old Tom Morris made the alterations, mainly letting Mother Nature dictate its layout. Very little has changed since then. This is the EuroPro Tour's 3rd visit here. In 2013, Oliver Farr took the title in a dramatic playoff against Daniel Gavins, and last year it was another playoff with Jack Senior, who also triumphed in brutal conditions. But who will have stories to tell at the end of this year's tournament? Well, here's what we have in store over the next couple of hours. We have all the final round action for the Eagle Orchid Scottish Masters. Johnny Morgan gives us an insight into what the players can expect.
Course left, course right, and it's very close proximity to one another. Very, very tough hole.
Aim point is becoming one of the most contentious issues in golf. Gary Ellis explains why.
Basically, you come along and you straddle the line of the putt.
We catch up with the family boy from Wishaw, Chris Evans.
I've just got a good supporting family, a good coach, Alan Partridge.
Well, all that to come, but first I'm joined by Claire Penman, Company Secretary at Montrose Golf Links. Claire, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Now, this is the 3rd year we've come back here to the course, so how does that feel for you?
It's an honour to have the event back here again for the 3rd year running. We've been quite unfortunate with the weather the last couple of years, and we thought we were going to be okay this year, but we've had a wee delay yesterday with the weather again. But I hope that everybody sees the course for what it truly is, and it's just a fantastic links course.
It really is, and of course it's riddled with history. It's the 5th oldest in the world. So what kind of events have you held here in the past?
We've held the World Hickory Open in 2013, so there was people from all over the world playing in that. We've also been the final venue for Open qualifying when it's been held at Carnoustie in 1999 and 2007.
You look after the courses here. Tell us a bit about them.
We've got 2 courses here. We've got the medal course, which is obviously EuroPro's hosting their event on. We also have the Broomfield course, which is a smaller course, which is just to the left of the first tee on the medal course.
And as an avid golfer yourself, is there any things that the golfers today should be looking out for? Any particularly tricky parts?
Yeah, they just really have to make sure they play the course pretty sensibly. So when you're on the tee, it's not always a case of belting the ball down with a driver. Sometimes you have to hit a shorter iron off the tee or a wood off the tee. Just all about playability and making sure you're in position.
Well, thank you, Claire. Some top tips there. So now let's find out some more detailed information about the course and join our resident pro, Johnny Morgan, who's down on the beach. Lucky fella.
Well, thank you, Sian. Now, you know, here at Montrose, it doesn't get any better. We're at Montrose Bay, just looking at the beautiful waves come in, creating that magical links feel that Montrose has to offer. I mean, par 71, just over 6,500 yards long. You got big, beautiful bunkers, real deep babies that the boys got to play some magic to get up and down out of. And also you got the thick rough and the beautiful gorse bushes left and right, you know, playing havoc with the boys' minds, you know. And the glory thing is about links golf, flair comes into it, you know, it's in the heart, you know. Links is what it's all about. It's not just getting it up and down around the green, it's all about the imagination off the tee, coping with the winds and the rains coming at you from left and right, and then those big long gun 2-irons underneath the wind like Sandy Lyle used to. And obviously he's Scottish as well, so he's a great links player, and he's a Hickory champion, I heard just the other day, so he loves the old stuff, just like this place, majestic.
Oh, Johnny boy, that water looks cold, but who's been providing the hot stuff on the course this week? South African Darren Lloyd is loving the links. Rounds of 67 and 69 would see him at 7 under par.
It's the links, you know, it's coming back to where golf started, which I think every player enjoys that. And obviously the guy who enjoys it most is probably the guy who wins.
He would be joined on that mark by 3 other players. Abbeydale Golf Club's Tom Perry, a rookie this year, was one of them.
I played pretty sensible golf, didn't hit too many drivers, got the ball in play and hold a lot of putts. Yesterday I holed a lot of putts, made a nice eagle on 8, which I drove it onto the fringe of the green and then hold it for an eagle, which always helps.
Paul Reed got to the 7 under mark with a first round of 70 and a stunning second round of 65.
I think there's going to be a lot of opportunities on the front nine. That's been playing sort of I think probably the easier of the 2 nines. So I think someone's going to get off to a quick start and maybe, you know, put the name right up the top there, and that's what I'll be hoping to do.
The quartet was made up by Wishaw's Chris Evans with rounds of 67 and 68. In outright second place was Scotland's Scott Critchin. A pro for just over 12 months, he is keen to impress on home soil. Rounds of 68 and 66 would see him 1 shot behind the leader at 8 under par.
It's been interesting at times. I've had a lot of birdies and stuff. You know, when I've hit the fairways, I've hit a lot of good approach shots, but a couple of loose tee shots, and round this kind of place, you will get punished for that. Rough's pretty thick, fairway bunkering's pretty good as well. So there's trouble to find out there if you're not on your game. But if you do hit the good shots, there's plenty of rewards out there to be had.
That lead was held by another Scot, Neil Fennick. With 2 6th and a 5th place already this season, the links-loving Scot would be the man to chase at 9 under par, courtesy of a 64 in round 1.
The first day I just played lovely, you know, very solid, hold a few putts early on, and you know, it could have been better. I was -8 through 13, but at the end of the day you're going to make bogeys out there and just got to, you know, just stay calm and get on with it, but I was really pleased.
It was remarkable round 2 even got finished. After a 3-hour delay due to the lightning, it did eventually end at 10:20 in the evening. So this is how it stands then going into the final round. Fennick is the man to beat with that single-stroke lead over fellow countryman Scott Critchin. There are 16 players all within 5 shots of the lead, but with the unpredictability of links golf that can be blown away in 1 hole if the wind gets up in the afternoon, which it quite often does on the links, don't bet against someone from the pack bursting through the field. Well, we're in for a cracking final round, but will we see a home win? It's very tight at the top, and something tells me today is going to be full of twists and turns. So let's join our commentary team, Simon Golding and Johnny Morgan.
Thanks, Sian. Really looking forward to this final round of the Eagle Orchid Scottish Masters for 2015, a tournament that has yielded some really tight finishes over the last couple of years, and I wonder just how much this breeze is going to be a factor as we move through the day. John, this is proper old school golf.
You just got to love it. This is what it's all about. This is what we're born and bred to do. This is where the game started, on tracks like this.
Chris Evans trailing by 2 with his shot into this first hole, and that's a beautiful strike.
It is indeed, Simon. A lot of chubby on that one. Backed up towards the hole, left himself a decent chance for birdie as we come to grooves. Can he get it? Oh, and he does. Beautiful putt.
Well, 17th hole, he's way out, isn't he? And he's playing some really good golf. I just wonder whether that's the sort of clubhouse lead that will challenge the rest.
Well, his gloves are off. He's got nothing to lose. Out there early doors, chucking a score together. Very well done. We see another nice towering shot, finding the middle of the dance floor.
Yeah, Robert Sutton in good shape. The town of Montrose in the background as Evans lines this putt up.
Yeah, this one would be a hell of a nice start if he can get this one, which he does. Centre of the hole, pure putting stroke. And look at those strides. Sorry.
Yeah, that's proper golfing trousers there from Evans, and might just help him do the job today. Now Sutton at the second.
Big wave stance, firm stable base, lock it and rock it, and look at that, and drains it. Beautiful putt.
Well, we're seeing all sorts at the moment. Not unusual to be faced with these monster putts on a links course, but this man putting together a very good round. James Wilkinson through towards the back end of his front nine, those scoring opportunities coming to fruition for the Englishman.
Yeah, he's capitalised on a, you know, less wind out there. He's grabbing the ball by the horns and really going to town on that front nine.
So Wilkinson is into the pack. And there's a whole bunch of names now that are in contention as we move into the final 18, and we're seeing some beautiful golf. That's fabulous from the Dalmahoy man, Mark Kerr.
Well, that was a great shot, playing with the wind as well, with that pin tucked on the right. As we come to Fenwick on the first, out with the iron for position. Oh, and that was a nice swing, picking up the tee very rapidly. That means very confident. Yeah, and that's missing the bunkers. Good course management all round.
Lovely sound on that shot from the joint leader. And Fenwick mounting a decent challenge during the course of this season. I think a lot of us tipping him for a win at some point during the year.
Well, I've had the pleasure of speaking to this man a few times during the course of the year, season so far, I should say, and he's feeling pretty confident, Simon. You know, he's loving his swing. He just wants the putts to drop.
Yeah, that is the case. Doesn't feature yet in the top 10 on our race to Desert Springs, and probably a good time to just take a quick look at this list. Top 60 qualify for the Tour Championships, and top 5 at the end of the season get their Challenge Tour card. Gary King still flying high after those fabulous 2 wins to start the season off. Now, here's a man that did move on after a couple of seasons on the EuroPro Tour, but by choice, Daniel Gavin's back and playing on this tour. And a very tidy golfer, Gavin's, and again, surely not far away from picking up a win this season.
Oh, definitely not, Simon. He's a class act. He's proved it before and he can prove it again. Definitely a danger man here on final day.
Fenwick nicely away at the first, so sets up this opportunity to come into the green.
Yeah, strong posture, strong player, holding this one off nicely. What's the result? Has he got the club in right? He has, but it's just, oh, look at that, just that little bit of spin. It was downwind as well. He thought he probably would have got up, but not quite.
Now Kerr saw a very nice shot from this man into the green, so opportunities here is to move to 7 under.
Just sending the ball rolling, coming back, and he's done it. Look at that, beautiful putt. After a, you know, an absolute beautiful shot coming out of the right rough. You know, riding the wind from left to right. Beautiful, great birdie.
Crichton then out in this last group alongside Fenwick.
Yeah, coming out of the rough. Not going to be able to stop this very much, so he's going to pitch this short. Obviously, yeah, the lie was a lot worse than what I could actually see. It's going to be a little tricky up and down to save his par from there.
It's not the start he was looking for. Now, Daniel Gavin's this very angular putting style, spends a lot of time in the gym to keep that core stability. And it does pay off, not just on the tee, not just from the fairways, but he's also very stable on the greens. And on a breezy day, which is possibly what will happen today, that's always good.
Oh yeah, definitely. As we come to Wilkinson, here at the back of the 9th. Needs to get a nice up and down to keep his run going, and if not, hole it. Gets the ball running very quick like a putt, and that's not bad at all. Not bad at all. Love that first part.
Something we'll see a lot of today. Crichton going with the putter, a fairway off the dance floor.
Well, this is what it's like. Links golf. You can putt it from miles away, and there's no harm in doing it. Unfortunately for Crichton, that's not his best effort, I'm sure.
Back to Wilkinson then for par, the man who was originally born in York but now based up in Carlisle in Cumbria. Nicely done. Leeds United fan, incidentally, so team close to my heart, but like Wilkinson, we've been suffering a little bit over the last few seasons.
Yeah, well, you know, things are bound to turn sooner or later, Simon.
I hope so, and if not for me, for Wilkinson. Now then, Fenwick.
Now this is the start you want. This is settle your nerves and give you a little buzz and a little extra step. Oh, and that was, yeah, poor putt by Neil.
Yeah, he'll be the first to tell you that. There's a few guys actually at the moment on the tour for whom putting has just been a little bit of an issue. And I think if they can just find their stride, they're going to be dangerous. Now Perry for birdie at the second.
little bit of break off the left and just grabbing that right-hand side. Lovely putt.
And in general, putting hasn't been a problem in this final round. Tom Perry drains one as well. Now Crichton, what he'd pay to just knock this one in and get his round off to a solid start.
You know, with the first playing downwind, you don't want to be getting off to a start like that with a bogey. This hole definitely opens it up for, you know, a birdie chance, if not a definite par, so that's going to feel like a double.
Yes, that's not so good. That's it, lens cap off, that's the one.
All trying to get the best angle, aren't they?
Now Fenwick for par. A little bit more work than he'd have liked to have had on the bone here. And that is an unfortunate way to play the first for our final group. They would like to forget that. And that means changes on the leaderboard already. James Wilkinson, those 5 birdies on the front nine. Fabulous start for him. He leads at 9 under, just ahead of Evans and Fenwick. Then a whole group of players on 7 under. Now, we love links golf. What do the pros think about it?
Certainly different from what we play. I found that links golf levels the playing field a bit.
You need to play loads of different kind of shots around the greens and kind of think your way around a bit better.
I find you play a lot of like 2-iron stingers more.
I like the firmness of the shots and some of the quiet shots you need to hit.
Probably being able to hit a 4-iron 300 yards downwind is always nice.
Some holes you need to sort of think more about trajectory and where you're going to sort of bounce it in from.
It's not like hitting everything into the flag. You've got to think your way around a bit more.
It's good fun. It's good fun. Sometimes you get a couple of bounces for you, some you don't, and that's just a good thing about links golf.
And certainly James Wilkinson enjoying his time out there on the links. More action to come after the break. Welcome back to Montrose and the Eagle Orchid Scottish Masters. Before we get back to the action, it's time to add another hole to our fantasy golf course.
Well, Champione Paul Howard at Newmarket, fantasy hole of the week has to be number 5. It's 333 yards, par 4. Very, very tricky. Bunker about 205 yards off the tee, which is the perfect landing zone, but it's also so very tight. Slight dog leg, then you've got these couple of trees just shy of the green and 2 bunkers in perfect position, so it makes you think, great par 4.
We got a pretty impressive fantasy course growing. I wonder which hole will get included from this week at the Montrose Links. And that's what it's all about. Wilkinson leading the tournament at the moment here at the Eagle Orchid Scottish Masters. 9 under, single shot in front. But links golf is to be played within sight and sound of the sea. And this man doing a really good job. Fabulous front nine. I wonder if he can keep it together on the back nine.
Oh, and that one there, going down the left, which I think is called the graveyard on the old, you know, the book, the yardage book.
Yeah, if it's called that, it's never good, is it?
No, no, it is not.
Perry then, tee shot at the 3rd. Now, groups of leading golfers still towards the starts of their rounds, and that was a beautiful piece of judgment in this wind.
That was so well controlled, Simon. Really was. Ball flight, everything. He obviously connected with it brilliantly, and it landed nice and soft as we come to Kerry.
Yeah, Mr. Kerr, pair of 68s for the Dalmahoy man.
And this one's riding on the wind. Got a bit of spin? Yes, it does. Holds the green nice. Well, and that's not going to be too much of a difficult putt. Quite a flat putting surface.
Now Perry, 2 shots off the lead at the moment, and this putt is not as easy as it looks.
It's not, Simon. Let's see when the wind is gusting a little bit, but he's hit an absolute beauty of a stroke. And find the bottom of the putting surface. Very nicely done. Good too.
Just 1 shot back now then for Tom Perry, and looking very confident. Now, not a great start, I'm afraid, for Fenwick and his playing partner Crichton. Both dropping shots at the first.
Yeah, the one thing you don't want to do is miss a short one early doors. Stays in your head. And this one, well, that's a very poor effort from Neil.
There's a frown with some concern. Now Wilkinson in a bit of bother here.
In the graveyard on 10 on the left-hand side. This is a tough up and down. Little punch back of the stands, get ball first, pop it up, and let it release down to the hole. Keep going, and that's a nice effort. Very, very good effort. The intensity he's holding. Hopefully, if he keeps it, you never know what kind of score he might be able to do.
Yeah, post a good clubhouse score today with the possibility of changes in weather conditions as the day goes on, and you'll be sitting pretty. Now Kerr, long birdie putt. Oh, John, they just keep dropping. This is fabulous.
They do indeed, Simon, and that was a great stroke yet again by Mark. Yeah, and that's put him straight in contention as well. It's all getting bunched up.
Well, in a tournament that has yielded playoffs in the past, we are starting to get a lot of players on similar scores. Now Archibald, success in the past on the EuroPro Tour. Had a good win last year, and that is a really solid stroke for the man from Basingstoke. Still got the beard, I see.
He has indeed, and he's suffering a bit what I got. He's got the old golfer's elbow at the moment, which is never a nice thing, but you never really feel it in your golf swing. So you can kind of give it hell for leather, but if you pick up anything, ouch.
This for a good little up and down. Very nice. Like father, like son. James Wilkinson. His father, Stuart, is a qualified PGA professional.
He's become a fennec now. Needs to stable himself. Needs this one to drop. Oh, no. He's missing it on the left-hand side. And that is not the start you wanted.
There are no real threats out there at the moment, let's be honest. So I'm not quite sure what's behind those two drop shots.
He looks a bit puzzled as we come to Evans here. Just to save his par. After a wayward tee shot. Oh, and that's an error. That's a big error.
Yeah, maybe didn't go to school on Perry's line there. Yes, he knows it as well. So frustration from Evans, and time to take a look once again at the leaderboard. And in a season that hasn't yielded that many playoffs to decide the titles, look at that. That is screaming playoff. Wilkinson leads by 1, but there's a whole host of real talent very, very close to him. Groves in the clubhouse after that 65 at 7 under. Now then, talking of heading towards the clubhouse, let's have a look at the 18th.
Well, 18 definitely helps you go for that birdie opportunity. You can hit an iron or you could hit a driver. Iron will land you about parallel with this bunker you see on the right hand side now, and that leaves you about a pitching wedge in. If not, get the big dog out and you can take it on, you know, and you've just got these big deep bunkers wrapping around this green. Very flat putting surface, but every opportunity for making a birdie and maybe, you know, picking up that winner's check.
Yes, that all-important winner's check, which as we know will really rocket you up the Race to Desert Springs Order of Merit. Now back to the course, and Archibald, the 18th incidentally, will be the playoff hole. It was last year when Jack Senior managed to win against James Fraser of Wales and Elliot Saltman of Scotland. And the reason that we've gone to the 18th is we've got a lot of players that are making ground who are a little bit down in the draw at the start of today, and Archibald is one of them. Now Darren Lloyd, the South African who can hit a ball.
Oh my goodness, can he ever? I mean, I don't go as far as that on my holidays. He hits it that far. I wouldn't be surprised if this was his drive. This one for eagle. Coming onto the green after, well, hitting a drive probably well over 350 yards. And this is a good effort, a very good effort. And that's going to be there for his birdie.
Pretty good, someone said in the background. Goodness
yeah,
me,
that's an understatement, isn't it?
They are tough taskmasters up here in Montrose. Now, Wilkinson putting together a really solid round, and I just wonder at what point for this young man who hasn't won on the EuroPro Tour before, he's been on it since 2011, I just wonder what thoughts will go through his head over the closing holes. No sign at the moment he's backing off. That's a corker.
Well, his thoughts seem to be loud and clear. You know, just take it on. Grabbing it, like I said earlier, bull by the horns. He's not going to let go of it. This is his chance, and he knows it. Can post a great round.
Archibald then to tie the lead score at the moment out on the course, which is Wilkinson. Oh my goodness, well he knew he'd left it short very early on. Wasn't far off.
Oh, she's got a little hula hoops. She loves it. A little picnic out there. She's watching Stewie Archibald finish off his round, and a good round it is. 65, 6 under par, 8 under, and he knows how maybe that last effort might have been his chance to get the 9 under and put the weebie-jeebies up the people behind him.
Ah, the good old weebie-jeebies. He's into the clubhouse with the lead at 8 under. Takes over from Groves, who was on 7 under, but will that be enough? Back to Perry then. He's played some good golf. Oh, he won't like that though.
No, that was a poor putt. By the way, that little girl had my favourite, salt and vinegar.
Don't go stealing crisps off children, John. Goodness me, that's Gary Lineker territory.
Well, after an amazing approach, tapping it in for, well, this man is on a crest of a wave. He's just seeing pins. And he's able to take control. Look at this, leading by 2 at 10 under.
Do you think it's just one of those days for Wilkinson where it's just happening?
Well, mate, that's what happens, Simon. It really does. You know, when it's going your way, it's going your way. As we see Darren now, if he can polish off a nice birdie here, which he deserves, and he gets. And that's very well done. And he's, you know, he's brought a tough hole and made it, well, absolutely tiny after his powerful tee shot.
Well done, Lloydie. South African moves to 8 under the card. Perry with some tidy up work here. That was uncharacteristic from him. He's been bold with the putter today. Oh, goodness me. I'm sorry about that. Commentator's curse.
It was, Simon. You need a little slap on your wrist there, mate.
So Tom Perry frustratingly drops a shot, but Mark Kerr has managed to birdie 5, so he's closed the gap on Wilkinson to just 1. And talking of 5, here's John.
Well, here at the 5th, par 4, 292 yards, risk and reward. Now, the boys, they'll be coming to this tee after playing the 2nd, 3rd and the 4th, which is, you know, pretty hard holes. So, I mean, they might not be under par, they might be over par. And they'll come to this one fancying their chances, thinking, do I get my driver out and give it a good old wallop and try and get to the green? But we face is uphill. Normally the breeze is straight into. Not an easy hole to get onto the green in one shot, but the bigger hitters will be thriving on this baby. Now, beautiful bunker, only 52 yards short of the green on the right hand side, but one that's further up just in front of the green, guarding it on the left hand side. Very difficult. Looks like the Himalayas up there, just really bumpy and hilly. And these lads will be loving this. I mean, the sun is gorgeous, the weather is sweet. It's time to put on my dancing feet. Now let's give this some wallop. Go on, baby. It's not easy, but it's a big birdie hole for these lads.
Position A, Mr. Morgan. Good hit, but not quite as long as Mr. Evans.
No, not as long as him at all. But the wind, which is peculiar, is actually going out to sea, which is, you know, not normal wind. So the boy's able to take advantage of this 5th hole downwind, and that was a brave effort, leaving himself a bit of work to be done.
Again, the beauty of links golf. Play a par 3 one day with a 7-iron in your hand, and play it the next day, different wind conditions with any number of clubs in your hand.
And that's a very towering shot coming up shy of this green.
Having a little jump to have a look over the mounds to see where that's ended up. Now Wilkinson, our leader, on 10 under. He's played quite beautifully today.
He has indeed. I'm sure another shot might be coming out. Another towering one, as we can see, straight up into the lovely blue sky, landing nice and softly on the green, and unfortunately not getting a release he would like, but that wind into him would have definitely stopped the ball from releasing.
Well, this trundled on by for Evans.
Yeah, this is not what he wanted, but there you go. He's done it. Grit and determination, getting that birdie. Gets him to 8 under. Unbelievable, Simon.
Good stuff from Christopher, moves him back into contention. Now Lloyd, from a bit of rough stuff.
Gripping down the shaft, just going to pop it out. And he's played it fantastically. Looking for it to run out, which it has done. Released out of a bad lie. You're not going to be able to get much spin out of lies like that. Played it very well. As we come to Kurt from off the green with the putter. Wise move, taking the borrow, getting closer and closer by the minute. Oh.
I don't think he liked that when he first hit it, but that's worked out reasonably well for him. A little bit of help from the terrain and the wind. Now Gavin's, different choice of shot here.
It is indeed a beautiful hole this night. very demanding, and that is fantastic. Great touch by Gavins. As many a person would have got the little 9-iron out or the 8-iron back of the stance, little bump and run. I think Peter Alice back in his day would, you know, said that he favoured the 9-iron all the time. Absolutely loved it. Back of the stance and get the ball running as quickly as possible.
Wilkinson though with putter in hand across the green, and it doesn't come back for him. I'd really hope for his sake that he can just keep this trundling along. Turned professional back in 2007, so he's been plying his trade for a long time now. Now a fully qualified PGA pro like his dad, but still looking for that first big win. I'll tell you what, he's going about it the right way. His best finish last year was tied 13th. So certainly on for an improvement today.
And Lloyd, well, on a massive charge. If this one goes in as well, whew, sky's the limit. Because this boy, if he's confident, he's going to start bombing it. And there you go. He's on the birdie run.
He is indeed, yeah, we got it, Darren, don't you worry. Look at that. Darren Lloyd then, as John said, on a run. The South African, 25 years of age now, based at Stamford Marquis, turned pro back in 2008 and looking to follow hot on the heels of any else. No surprise there. Back to the action, and Mark Kerr, this for par.
Yeah, this one is definitely a momentum keeper. If he can get this one in. Oh, no. Just a bit short and quick. Just came out of it very early. Stroke wise missed on the right-hand side. He taps it in, unfortunately. That's a bogey.
Well, it was all putters blazing at the start of this final round, but we've seen a few golfers just tripping up in recent holes. James Wilkinson maintaining his lead on 10 under, but Darren Lloyd becomes the latest man to chase him here at the Eagle Orchid Scottish Masters. Now then, what don't you like about links golf?
If you go in a fairway bunker, you're just a flop shot out sideways.
Steep banks in the bunkers, it's a bit harsh at times.
And gorse bushes.
Probably some of the unfortunate bounces in the debunkers. Bad bounces. Obviously, they're annoying for everyone. Definitely they will. It can change really quickly. You get an unlucky bounce and you fire through the back, or you end up bouncing into rough or something like that.
The weather, it's a bit inconsistent.
Get a few good bounces, get a few bad bounces, so the positives and the negatives sort of mesh together quite nicely.
Well, at the moment, weather conditions lovely here in Montrose, and Darren Lloyd, the South African, is ripping it up just behind this man, James Wilkinson. More to come after the break. Welcome back to final round action from the Eagle Orchid Scottish Masters here at Montrose Golf Links in the beautiful county of Angus on the northeast coast of Scotland, just up above Carnoustie and not far away from St Andrews either. This is the heart of golfing country, and it's the links test today, which is being passed very well at the moment by James Wilkinson. We've seen some good scoring today, some mid-60s stuff to get people into the clubhouse in the lead. And this man is heading for a very low round indeed, but he's being pursued, John. He's got company.
He has got company. The course is playing nice and firm and fast out there, so the boys are able to throw darts at it, just like Wilkinson's doing right there. What a great approach shot, and that's setting up another birdie.
Well, his short game has been absolutely stunning today. Let's take a look at it here.
Yeah, I mean, just look at this. The strike on this is absolutely pure. You can tell by the reaction it had on the green. And he's just, look at those will and determination in those eyes, caressing it right close to the hole. Very well done.
Now, here's a man known for his long game, Darren Lloyd. But a short test here. Come on. That's going to work out just a little short, unfortunately. Gavins, this man, we've talked about this before, he has very good distance control with his clubs, and I think he's going to be tested here.
He sure will be, but with the wind in his face, he can be pretty positive knowing it's going to stop nice and softly on the green and not move a great deal. And he's able to back it up. A bit of of trouble off the tee though. As we come to Kurt, second shot from out on the right hand side. Not the best place to come in from. Let's see what magic he can do here. Bending from right to left and just overcooked it.
Yeah, just stayed up the top there in the scrubby stuff, but plenty of green to work with. Wilkinson then, just to improve the situation still further.
Things can only get better if this one goes in, which it does. I mean, unbelievable. This man, he's just got his blinkers on. He's just seeing one thing, and that's just birdie, birdie, birdie. Leads by 2 yet again.
Little smile there from him. Introduced to golf by his dad when he was just 6 years of age, and it's all coming to fruition. Now, long putt across the green from Gavin's. Those are the kind of putts we were seeing dropping left, right and centre at the start of this round, but not quite this time for Daniel.
Oh, as we've seen, he had some trouble off the tee. Obviously must have driven it in the bunker, played out sideways, approach shot, and left himself a very lengthy par savey putt, which obviously not going his way. But this one for Lloyd for birdie.
Nicely done. Moves to double figures under the card and keeping pace with the leader, James Wilkinson. Just a single shot behind now. And the South African looking very good. We're still waiting for that big win this season for him.
So come to Kurt now. Down on this left-hand side. Very delicate shot required. Plenty of green to work with, though. As it runs up onto the green. Come on, just hit it.
That's definitely one that he would want back.
Probably too much of a lofted club. Needed to get the ball running a little bit sooner. Get it definitely going up to that pin.
Now Evans trailing by 3. His 4th shot in to this par 5 6th hole. So this has got to be good. And some trouble for Evans, I'm afraid. I think we're going to see a change in his score at the 6th.
Well, that's not the place you want to be there on the right hand side. That is thick and horrible. As we come now, can he make a difference and hold this one? This will be a get out of jail. Not meant to be. All kind of started with the approach shot. Put himself in an awkward position, but yeah, you can tell he's just a little bit frustrated. As we see, Mr. Reed, Paul Reed, second shot to the 6th. Being a rhythm player, windy conditions would suit him, able to flight the ball a little bit lower with less spin. And look at this one, you're going to see this one run out nicely. And that's a great shot by Paul Reed.
And Paul, another previous winner on the EuroPro Tour. Best result this season, though, 4th at Celtic Manor, and still looking to improve on that. Now, little tester here for Wilkinson. Won't be able to get the kind of contact on the ball that he has been getting.
This one's going to come out with not much spin. And this is what it's going to work. Look at this, coming up the slope. And another amazing shot by Wilkinson. This man is just, well, just firing darts.
I don't think it matters to him today. He is in the zone.
Well, this is a whole nother kettle of fish here. Ball above the stance, horrible gooey lie. Trap it down, and he's done extremely well. He's got to stop. Oh, nearly hitting the flag, but still a bit of work to be done, but that was not an easy shot, Simon.
No, it wasn't, and hats off to Evans. Brave attempt there. Now then, Chris Hawley, the Englishman, with a 67 and a 69 on his first 2 days, the Morton and Norton Golf Club man. Got a nice sound to it, hasn't it?
Yes, it does.
Oh, that's got a nice
there
look to it.
we go. Was just sick into the hole there right at the last minute.
Beautiful stuff. Now Evans, if he can knock this one in, then I don't think he'll feel too bad about what's happened at the 6th.
Breaking slowly from left to right. You would have seen a great read from his chip. Come on. Oh, not meant to be. And an all Stein from the second shot being wayward and offline.
Well, playing well, and after his first 2 rounds of great golf, he had a chat with John beside the seaside.
Well, Chris Evans has joined us. We're at the back of the first hole, right on the sand dune. Absolutely looking beautiful, isn't it, mate?
Absolutely stunning, yeah.
And you've just gone and shot 7 under for 2 rounds.
Yeah, really pleased. Really pleased. I like the golf course. It suits me, to be honest with you. And just getting the fairways and getting on the greens. And whole book.
I mean, when it comes down to the golfing side of things, you know, coaching, team around you, have you built a nice base?
I've just got a good supporting family, a good coach, Alan Partridge.
Yeah.
We're sure I've been with him for about 7 or 8 years. Other than that, you know, it's just a good family, just a good girlfriend as well.
And what age were you when you first started swinging a golf club?
About 13.
Yeah?
About 13, I was playing a lot of football at that time, and then golf just took over, and football just kicked to the side.
Did you go down the old amateur route? Did you play county or England or anything like that?
Played county, played national golf.
Yeah? Great experience then.
Yeah, big time. You travel a little bit as well. You obviously mixing it with the best amateurs, so you just improve by watching them and playing with good players. And obviously just moved to turning pro.
Yeah.
And giving it a crack.
And with yourself and your coach and your fans around you, I mean, have you set any big goals?
I'd love to finish top 5 and just get my chance to talk hard. It's got to be the goal at the start of the season. But you've got to win, really.
Yeah.
There's no real advantage in being consistent. You have to be a winner. And that's what this tour breeds, is winners.
Well, Chris, Longhurst.
Yeah.
I mean, what a brutal place.
So
I mean,
windy,
there's a bit of breeze at the moment, but that's like nothing compared, is it?
Yeah, it was knocking you over.
Was it?
You couldn't even stand up. It was that windy.
Really?
Yeah, it was that windy, yeah. You had no control over the golf ball. This week, it's just a calm little breeze, isn't it?
It is.
I mean, compared to that.
Did that create a nice vibe for you for the rest of the season, Longhurst? Seeing that you could deal with the elements like you did, and you know, being able to mix it with the big, other players.
Yeah, you had to be patient. That week, I had to be patient, and obviously, yeah. I mean, it just gives me a lot of confidence and belief to know I can stick in there when the pressure's on.
Good man, Chris.
Try and finish it off. But hopefully this week.
Well, you never know.
Yeah.
Maybe holding that trophy at last.
Absolutely, be great, wouldn't it?
Good lad, Chris. Well done, mate.
Cheers.
Wow, brutal pictures from Longhurst Hall. I think they call that the storm before the calm. It's all very nice here in Montrose today. Paul Reed then?
Yeah, this is one of his biggest strengths, is the putter in his hands. That wasn't to be that time, but that's a birdie.
And a very good point made by Chris Evans. Yes, consistency is important. We saw that from Daniel Gavins a couple of years ago, but you still need the win. A win does the job.
Well, talk about consistency of birdies. This is the man of the moment, and he's just racking them up for fun. I mean, this is unbelievable, sublime golf by James, really is. And leader by 2 yet again.
Yeah, Wilkinson just keeps moving away from the rest of the field, and the 29-year-old Englishman, this could be his day, you know. Let's give his golf club a shout. He's up there at Brampton Golf Club up in Cumbria. Turned pro back in 2007, got his PGA award in 2013, and now looking to kick on in the professional ranks, and he's got a golden opportunity to do it.
Yeah, his 2 heroes, Tiger Woods and the mighty Ben Hogan. Unbelievable.
Now Fenwick, who started off the day in a fantastic position, leading this tournament, jointly leading, finds himself 5 shots off the pace, and for he and Crichton, it just hasn't happened in this final round at the moment.
Hasn't Simon? Just got after that dodgy start, just unsettled himself, and yeah, unfortunately hasn't been able to get back into the firing line. As we come to Paul Reed, out with the 9-iron. This is going to spin. Oh, and it nearly goes in. Great shot by Paul.
Fenwick needs this eagle putt then at 6.
Yeah, you'd have to think so, Simon. He needs something to drop for him, get his momentum back on track. He's looking good, actually. He's looking good. Oh, just missing on left side. Sure, you know, he's due a birdie. He might be able to knock that one in for us a little bit later.
Now, John, for the moment, with a stiff breeze removed from the equation, these boys are driving the ball really well and giving themselves chances.
Well, they are indeed, Simon. I mean, you know, you got these humps and bumps in the fairways. You catch a downslope, it scoots it on, it's downwind, the ball is running hard and fast, and the fairways are dried out nicely, and, you know, they're giving themselves massive opportunities. As we see Evans there putting from off the green, and that was a humongous drive.
Yeah, it was an eagle opportunity. This is 2, and Crichton wouldn't have got any sort of read from his playing partner Fenwick.
And that's broke early, and that's not going to be coming back. As we come to Lloyd now, on the upslope, this is probably a saving grace. Going to be able to pop this one up nice and high into the air. Breeze slightly into him off the right. be too firm though, Darren. Which he was, unfortunately. Too firm. Two heavy hands there as we come to Evans. This for a birdie. Well deserved if you ask me after such a fabulous drive. Yes, get in there.
Good stuff. So goes back to 7 under the card, which means he's 5 shots off the pace at the moment. And this is the man that is setting the pace. Wilkinson playing some quite superb golf still.
2 great shots to get to here. This is a nice chip again. Touch is absolutely fantastic. Every opportunity he's given himself for making birdies left, right and centre, and he's just doing it.
Yeah, 3 holes to go after that putt at 15. Let's hope he can hang on to it from his point of view. Now Crichton for birdie. Didn't even threaten the hole with his eagle putt, but a birdie will do nicely, so he too moves to 7 under.
On the ball after such a great second shot into this distance, only 3-4 feet. Yes, and slots that one in, makes his birdie. Back to backers for Paul.
Yeah, 2-time winner on the EuroPro Tour, and both of those in Ireland actually. The Ulster Bank Open at Galgorm Castle and the Audi Cork Masters at Fota Island. Fenwick still looking for his first win, and it's just tough, you know, when you're going out as a pair and you're the last group of the day, but you get a poor start. It's tricky to recover.
It is indeed. Just get that little, you know, that little devil on your shoulder and the angel on the right shoulder, and it's just playing havoc with your brain. One's in one ear, one's in the other. As we see Darren putting up just nice and whole side. A chance gone a begging there though for Darren. There's a good opportunity to get that one a little bit closer and give himself a decent chance of a birdie putt. As we come to Wilkinson now. Well, this boy Simon,
he's got angels on both shoulders at the moment, no doubt about that, and that is quality golf. He goes to 13 under, and James Wilkinson is flying and geeing himself up as well as he heads away from the 15th green. 3 to play then for Wilkinson, and a fantastic score is on for him. He can get to the clubhouse and see off the rest in style. Lloyd is the nearest challenger, but he still finds himself 3 shots back. So Wilkinson, the man to beat. Fabulous front 9 from the Englishman, but he's not playing too badly on the back 9. Birdies at 11, 13, 14 and 15.
It's been unbelievable, absolutely sublime to watch. It's just great shot after great shot by this man. I mean, they say, you know, drive for show and you putt for dough. Well, this boy has been chipping for dough and just polishing off a little taparoo, you know, here or there, just making birdies left, right and centre. It's just unbelievable. Great play by this boy.
Fabulous final round of golf then for Wilkinson, virtually taking the putter out of the equation at the moment here at Montrose Golf Links. He leads. More to come after the break. Welcome back to the Eagle Orchid Scottish Masters final round action on this fabulous course, the Montrose Golf Links. Simon Golding and John E. Morgan with you for what should be a fantastic finish to this competition. Wilkinson has constructed himself a super lead, 3 shots ahead of Lloyd, but there are plenty of challengers still out there and pushing hard. And Wilkinson, with 3 holes to play, we'll see if there are any dangers lurking for him. Now Lloyd, the nearest challenger.
Yeah, 5 holes behind Wilkinson, so plenty of room to be able to get a charge going and catch him. But when you post a score, it's not easy when you look at the boards and go, oh my goodness, that boy's 3 shots ahead of me. I've got some serious catching up to do. It's not easy to do, but Darren Lloyd, if anyone can do it, he can. And this boy, well, unfortunately for Neil, it's just gone from bad to worse from the first putt he missed on the first, dropping quite a few shots, but finding his first birdie a few holes ago. And now finding a dance floor, and there's still some work to be done. That's a lengthy putt for a birdie.
Daniel Gavins, second at the Eagle Orchid Scottish Masters in 2013. That was behind Welshman Oliver Farr. A pair of them then moved on to the Challenge Tour. And this season, back in business on the EuroPro Tour and looking very good indeed. I think you've got to think in terms of Gavins for a win at some point this season.
Yeah, definitely. Simon plays some great golf. very solid. You see a nice towering shot pitching at the front of the green, and that's unlucky. I mean, the pin's slightly into him, but pitching at the front of the green, just catching probably a soft bit and just killing it. Not 9 times out of 10, you definitely would have got the jump forward. As we come to Lloydie on the green from the distance. Putter's up in the air. He knew it. He knew it. Great putt.
Fabulous birdie then for the 25-year-old South African. That moves him to 11 under. And he's doing well, you know. He's trying to keep pace with Wilkinson.
Yeah, it's not an easy thing to do when someone's just playing as great as Wilkinson is. As you come to Gavin's on a lengthy putt away. Go ball, go. Has it got the beans? That's a great effort. Just whole side. You can see him just take a big deep breath there, like, oh, so close, but yet so far.
Good try at that hole from Gavin's, but wasn't to be, so he moves on to the 14th, still at 7 under. And Paul Reed from the Bristol region. As we said, 2-time winner on this tour and a man that can play some really tidy rounds of golf.
Yeah, out with the hybrid, and that's a great shot from a long way out, finding the putting surface.
So Sutton with his second shot into the par 5 15th.
As we come to Sutton after making birdie on 13. Tough shot into here, got to pitch it way short. And he's done so. And this is getting better and better by the second. That's like a shot of old. Using all the contours and the wind to his advantage. Beautiful shot.
Yeah, good stuff from Robert Sutton. Interesting introduction into golf. He's only actually turned pro recently. The 25-year-old was a fantastic tennis player when he was younger and really got his first success at golf relatively late in the day when he won his club championship at just 15 years of age. But that's why his sporting hero is Rafa Nadal. That's the tennis connection for Sutton. But now a pro golfer and looking pretty good out there today.
He is indeed, Simon, as we come to Fenwick. Coming up over the hill. Wandering on down, but that's got too much pace on it. Leaving himself a little bit of work to be done. It's weird when you miss a putt of that kind of length. You seem to give yourself that length all the rest of the day, and it just plays on your mind. Now, look at Wilkinson. Now this is a sidewinder, aiming well left, catching the slope coming down. Oh, not hitting it hard enough, and that's going to be a toughie. There's still a lot of work to be done, but the way he's been putting, you think he could probably do it with his eyes closed.
Yeah, does need to do that just to keep the momentum down 16, 17, 18. Well, once again, Evans going off-piste, as it were.
Oh, and this one's bending hard in the air. This is down the left. Oh, nice little cushion off the little bit of a fringe there. That's definitely going to make him putt it. If it had just stayed out, he'd probably have had to have chipped it.
Sutton then finished tied 29th here last year in his first season as a professional, but his best result was Asbury when he finished 16th, so he can play, and that's rolled in very nicely. That means he moves on to 10 under, and now Robert Sutton enters the whole equation.
Well, what a fantastic hole. This is the 10th. I mean, beauty. Seas right behind me, coming straight downwind, 397 yards. To carry that bunker, 269 yards. I mean, the boys are probably going to land in it. If they do, it might be in a spot of bother. Big gorse bushes on the left-hand side come well into place. So my trick is aim at that right bunker and hit 7 bells out of it and try and clear it. Now, I heard The Undertaker is sponsoring this hole. So if you go in that bunker, it's like... Da, 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 da. But for me, I'm going to rip it over it. And I've pierced it, taken on the bunker on the right, it's carried it, now it's bundling forward. I tell you what, done really well. Tight pin position today on the left-hand side, going to leave myself a really awkward second shot, but what a great par 4. well, with this bunker at 340 from off the tee, you know, these lads are going to be hitting into this, so 3-wood would be vital. Come up just short, leave themselves a, you know, 60, 70 yarder coming into this green. I've obviously hit my drive down the right-hand side, which is pretty much A1 position because you get loads of green to work with on the right-hand side, but you've got this St Andrews vibe on the left, this Valley of Sin, which could play havoc with your ball and create a very difficult up and down to save your par. I'm going to try this one, pin on the left today, perfect line to come in at it. Nice little soft shot, put it up in the air, land it softly on the green and let it release. Here we go. Not bad, bit of spin needed. Oh, and it has got the check. Is it going in? Oh, look at that. A little taparuna for your birdie. But what a great hole this is. I absolutely love it.
Yes, could be a contender for our fantasy hole of the week. Now, Lloyd.
The interesting thing is, though, Simon, the wind has totally changed round and now it's into wind, which that means these boys are coming in with the 9-iron or an 8-iron into a very tough green. And Darren Lloyd doing so well.
Yeah, it's a great shot, but unfortunately he's had a drop here at 10, so it's more repair work than anything.
But this is the beauty of links golf, you know, like someone was saying on the range. Forget it, I think it was Perry or something like that. He said, you know, it's all about the wind. You know, if the wind changes round, you know, you're in a spot of bother.
Yeah, it changes everything from the previous day's play. All your notes go out the window. And it's start again. So Crichton still can't quite get things moving, I'm afraid. And the same applies to Evans.
Yeah, it's not happening for that duo at the moment. As we come to Evans with a very long putt. Anything with inside a dustbin lid to do. Oh, and that's just scuttled on by. A lot of work to be done.
Let's hope he's got a big dustbin. And as he says, I can't get him dead. But that's links golf's for you. Big greens, long putts, and lots of terrain to cover.
Yeah, and Darren, after taking a drop out the gorse, has got this to save his par. Has he got it? Oh, just shy. And that's going to be a drop shot. And what 9 times out of 10 would be quite a regulation par for these boys.
So still remains double figures under the card, but drops from 11 to 10 under. And finds himself trailing again by 3 shots.
Now Paul Reed, this for birdie. Keep the momentum going. Big long putt. Is he going to go to school on Evans? Get it inside that dustbin lid, and he does. Does even better than that.
What a stonking putt. He gave that some tap. And that was beautiful. So trails by 4, moves to 9 under. Broad smile from Paul Reed, and you can understand why.
Fenwick to save his par. Yes, nicely done. That settles the nerves.
Yeah, there's still a score to be had for Fenwick. There's still holes left. Now Evans, once again, with a putt that's beyond where he would like to be to save par. And he's done that nicely. And look at that little celebration from Christopher Evans. Nice and positive from him. But James Wilkinson is the man that is still dictating things here in the Eagle Orchid Scottish Masters. And that 3-shot cushion over Robert Sutton and Darren Lloyd could prove invaluable. Now, we talked about the aim point the other week on the show. Gary Ellis is with Johnny Morgan to discuss.
I know this is big craze going on at the moment. I know you have a bit of an insight on this. It's this aim point thingy-jobby, you know, with your fingers and your feet are straddling. Could you tell us more about that?
I will do. Yeah, it's something that's being used a lot, particularly on EuroPro Tour and the tours, and some amateurs. What you do is you need to straddle the line of the putt.
Come on, man, let's see this.
To get the feel through the feeling of the slope on the hole. So basically, you come along and you straddle the line of the putt. They then walk along the low side of the putt, again just feeling where that is, and for each degree that you feel on the slope, it's 1 finger. So you extend your arm out then, having looked, you stand by the ball over a putt of about this length, and
try and climb behind you. Go on,
from
guys.
this distance, we're about 6 or 7 feet away from the hole, we put up 1 finger on the low side, and we can feel that the ball's going to break a little bit that way. So as we go from here, I put the edge of my finger on the edge of the hole.
Yeah.
And I think there would be about a degree of slope here. So I put a second finger up onto the edge of the hole. And I then aim from the edge of the hole using my dominant eye to just on the edge of this knuckle here. So that I'm holding to the edge, and that's where I then pick my line.
I mean, when you're straddling the line, aren't you on breach nearly like stepping on the line of the putt?
John, you've hit on what is the problem for the R&A, for us when we're refereeing.
Yeah.
Some of the guys, the definition of the line of putt is the line of putt, but it also includes a reasonable distance either side of that line. If I stand in the middle here and I'm not paying attention,
Yeah, I mean,
my feet too close
you're on the
together.
line right there. You're patting down things,
Absolutely.
maybe. I mean,
I could be altering the line of the putt.
Yeah.
So the key, if you're going to use it, you've got to be wide enough, and that's what's being looked at the moment, my friend.
Well, that's good, Gaz. I appreciate that, man. That's a nice insight.
Brilliant.
Thank you
That's
very
great.
much, bud.
Pleasure.
Expertise.
Yes, very, very interesting, that one. I think that debate's going to run and run, John.
Yeah, probably will. Gary said it exactly bang on the button. He said it so well I could understand it. As we see, Lloydie hitting a big wayward iron shot way out to the right, and unfortunately going straight into the bag to grab another ball, and that will be a provisional, I'm sure.
Gavin's then, at this long par 5 15th. We've seen the guys just running their second shots in. Let's see what Gavin's chooses to do. And he chooses to go straight at it, and it's got a grab.
It should just hold. Yes, it does. Well, there's a spot of bother for Darren. He's in there. He's obviously found it. 2 club lengths, can't get him out, but he might try and take line of sight if he can. As we come to 17 though, what a difficult hole this is, and when the pressure's on, the boys are going to be feeling it. Gorse bushes from start to finish all the way down the left and very tight to you, out of bounds on the right hand side, to then comes in a raised green right above you, not much green to work with as well, quite a narrow entrance to land it on, and if the wind is blowing and it's down, very hard to hold the green. Very, very tough hole, especially when the pressure is on.
Yes, and talking of pressure being on, this could be the test for James Wilkinson if he wants to hang on to that 13 under. And I suspect 13 under going into the clubhouse is going to be very competitive today.
Yeah, the fairway is also extremely hilly as well, Simon.
Oh dear.
Like I was saying, very hard to hold this green. You know, if that pin is at the front, whew, all the luck in the world to try and get it close.
First big test then for Wilkinson on this back 9, which he's made look very, very straightforward. And Gavin's with an outside opportunity here for eagle. This would do nicely, but didn't challenge the hole in the end, and he's got that left for a birdie as well. He's looked a little bit disconsolate on this final round as Daniel Gavins today.
Yeah, just looks like the wind's out of his sails a little bit. Just looks a little bit disheartened. He probably had a few opportunities and not taken them. As we come to Neil Fenwick, and he's just got the club in totally wrong, and that is an error.
Now Lloyd, everything becoming very important now.
It is. Simon, he's taken his drop, went back in line of sight, played it over the hedge, and look at that, gets a 5.
Unbelievable, a little wry smile. You can just see that he's just got away with one there, and he knows it.
That's just bizarre, isn't it, that a bogey could bring that much joy.
Oh, well, you know, you take it while you can. As we come to Wilkinson now with another chipping chance. He's been chipping so good. Is this another one? No, not meant to be. Not meant to be. A bit of work left to be done. He's been chipping so well, putting so well. You know, you can't keep chipping them that close day in, day out.
So because of that, he's got a cushion to work with, and he might need it. Gavins then for birdie at 15.
This is a must for Gavins.
Yes, well done.
Great putt. Great putt. Very strong character in every way.
Moves himself to 8 under, which is the score that this man, Neil Fenwick, is hoping to stay on at this hole.
Just going to pop this one up onto the green, let it run out. He played for a bit of spin. If he'd have just popped that with no spin, that would have run out right whole side, giving himself a great chance. Choosing to trap it a little bit and Get a little bit of a groove on the ball as we come to 12.
Yes, indeed. Tom Perry, not quite Tom Petty, but there's plenty of heartbreak out there because he was just one shot off the lead earlier today and now finds himself 10 shots back, and a double bogey at the 10th won't have helped, but that's a good recovery. Lovely shot into the 12th green.
Yeah, that's the Gloria Links. As we come to Wilkinson, Wilkinson's absolutely loving it. Can he keep the run going? Go! Oh, right in the heart of the hole, like all his putts have been.
Well, he moved to 13 under. He is one hole now from the clubhouse, but a stumble drops him back to 12 under. And he's got to keep it together down the 18th because he's on the verge of something pretty special within his professional career.
Perry, can he make a birdie? Loads of drop shots. Can he turn the tide? He can. Now that's what you want. That puts a smile back on your face.
Well done, Tom. The free falling can stop. And I'll stop with the puns as well. Now, Fenwick for par.
And does it nicely. Does it very nicely. Nice up and down.
And things getting very, very interesting here on the Montrose Golf Links at the Eagle Orchid Scottish Masters. Wilkinson finds for the first time in a while that that cushion isn't quite as comfortable, just 2 shots ahead of Robert Sutton. Wilkinson, though, with 1 hole to go and looking to get into the clubhouse as the man to beat. But it could still come down to 4 men. Paul Reed in there amongst it, along with this man, Darren Lloyd. And also in that chasing pack, Robert Sutton. But this is the man to beat, James Wilkinson. See who can do it after the break. Welcome back to final round action. Glorious weather here for the Eagle Orchid Scottish Masters on the Montrose Golf Links. And we're moving into the business end of this tournament, but we're just short of the halfway point when it comes to our PGA EuroPro Tour season. Those are the courses we've been to so far, and if you want to catch the players in action, why not come along and see them July 15th to the 17th at Marhall in Scotland. And then the season rolls on. It's a mega run through to the end of the season, and everybody pushing for a place at the Tour Championships at Desert Springs. Now then, let's get back to the action and the key parts of this course.
We've got the lads out setting up the golf course. That's the 13th green over there, making sure it's playing as tough as it possibly can for the players, doing a great job as they always do. And I'm here stuck on 14th hole. What a beautiful par 4, and this is a massive stretch, very demanding for the players. 14, 15 and 16, par 4, 414 yards. Then you got the 15th, 555, and then the brutal 16th, 235 yards, par 3. Now there's this bunker down there, 270 yards off this tee. All gorse down the left, big soft dog leg round to the right, a very awkward green. I'm going to give it some beans. And a little drifter up in the air. Nice old lady walking her dog there. Luckily just aquaplaned off her head, but it's all right. I mean, this is what links is all about, isn't it? I mean, look at all these beautiful bunkers wrapping down the left-hand side of this green. Absolutely gorgeous. Slight tear in it as well. Bunker on the left, 2 bunkers on the right. Gorse left, gorse right, and it's very close proximity to one another. Very, very tough hole. But the boys got more to contend with because 15 is coming up. The 15th, it's long. Well, here at 15-second shot. As you come in, they've done a little adjustment actually on the right-hand side with the bunker, kind of lowered it down a bit so you can actually see the top of the flag, which I think is a very, very good move. Very long way still to go, 280 yards left. And you've got to run it in. You're not going to be able to pitch it all the way. It's too far for that. And the prevailing wind is always into. That's a low scuttler. Whew. Still a long way. Wow. Well, this is what I class the end of a brutal mile of holes. 14, 15 and 16 to finish on the 16th, which is 235 yards long. Unbelievable. I mean, it is a monster. I mean, there's been 2 hole-in-ones already this week. I had one 2 years ago, which was really fortunate, kind of took the Himalaya bumps on the green and fell in the cup. I mean, the boys here, you know, beautiful weather. The wind isn't as strong as it normally is, but it's such a strong, demanding hole. I've got a 5-iron. I'm going to pitch it 20 yards short like I did last time and hopefully scull it up onto the green. Now the pin, very accessible today, middle of the dance floor, near the front, every chance to get it close. Go baby, turn, turn baby, turn. It's got the bank, I think it's up on the green. Not quite sure, but not a bad shot. But this is what you call a great hole. I mean, the stretch of 14, 15, 16 are so hard. And if you come through these, under par or even par, top drawer.
Well done, John. Back to 14 then. And Perry just about to start Mr. Morgan's roller coaster ride through 14, 15, 16. And everyone's still chasing our leader, Wilkinson, who's heading down the 18th now.
He's indeed in this 14th. Like I was saying earlier, it's a beautiful, beautiful hole. And this is a great iron shot, taking on the pin, making it dance.
Yeah, beautiful hole, beautiful shot. Now Wilkinson looking for his first really big results as a professional golfer, and he's got every chance of doing it. That is superb. I've been so amazed with the way he's dealt with the pressure on the back nine especially.
And, you know, coming to 18 now, Simon, as we're seeing this beautiful swing, I mean, drops it in just that little bit and thunderbolts, releases the club fantastically. And he's obviously playing for the right side of this green, wrapping the hands over, letting it draw and release up to the hole and doing a very good job.
Perry then was challenging towards the start of this final round, but he's had a few blows to deal with, but he's bounced back very nicely. 3 birdies in a row for Perry, so good stuff from him. Now Sutton in with a chance still.
He is, and this one's a big tall towering iron shot. Pitching on the front edge of the green, but running to the left-hand side, and that's going to leave him quite an awkward stance, and he'll have to get quite steep on his putt if he's going to do it. That means it might jump or go a little bit fast for him.
Wilkinson for the big finish. This to get back to his best for the day, which is 13 under.
This could be it, Simon.
Oh no, and a little bit of a tester on the way back.
Yeah, little knee trembler. You don't want those.
Oh dear me. Now we saw Wilkinson drop a shot from the back of this green earlier today. Sutton a little bit straighter with that putt, but he too has run on. And these guys are asking themselves a few questions at the moment.
Yeah, indeed. Now Wilkinson to finish off what is a fantastic day at the office for this young man. If he can do it. This could be the winning putt though, Simon.
Oh, it's beautiful stuff. And you're absolutely right, John. There's quite a lot of golf still to play in this tournament, but we might just have seen the winner right there. And Wilkinson, what a fabulous last round of 63.
Unbelievable. 8 under par for his final day with a drop shot coming at 17. I mean, look at that. Pretty much flawless. Can't knock it. Great round of golf by the young lad.
So Sutton. Tricky territory at 17, well negotiated, and he will definitely take that par and march on to 18. But the leader is in the clubhouse at 12 under. That is now the new exam paper here on Montrose Golf Links.
The nice thing is now about 14 and 15 playing downwind, because that wind is going out to sea, so the boys able to take advantage of the length of these holes and how hard it's running. And look at that by Paul Reed. What a beautiful, beautiful shot. Finding the putting surface.
Fingers crossed.
So Wilkinson, fingers crossed, he says, off to sign his card. Yeah, he's taken his time over this one. That could be the most important signature of his life.
I think he'd be double checking it, triple checking it, and doing everything about it. Get the calculator out, make sure it's done, signed, sealed and delivered.
Evans then with his second shot into 15. I can tell you that he and Reed have played through Lloyd and Perry, who've had their trials and tribulations on this course today, and that's a super shot from Evans. Right, let's take a look at the 18th that lies ahead.
Well, we looked at it earlier in 18, you know, with the wind into your face, the boys could hit driver and probably come up short of the bunkers that are in front of this green and guarding it. But majority will be hitting 3-wood, leaving themselves a full sand iron in so they can control the spin to a very narrow entrance green. I mean, if you miss it as well, you're in very, very deep bunkers. You know, it's a very tough hole, especially when the wind is up and into your face like it is today.
Yeah, that road hole feel as well at the back. How much does that influence your thought process?
Well, it can do, especially if you were downwind, because it's hard to stop the ball, Simon. But when it's into wind like it is today, you've got every chance of being able to spin it and hold the ball up, as we're going to see. This shot here, he's going to nip this one off. He's going for the punch shot, which he's got, taking a lot of sand, generating also a lot of spin. And there's Laura. Laura's making sure that Wilkinson gets it all done right. His playing partner as well.
Bless him, that look on his face and the smile as he realises that everything is all in order. And Wilkinson can go and sit down now with a cup of tea and see if anyone can beat him.
Yeah. So we come to Paul now for an eagle. This would be unbelievable. Has he got it? No, he just didn't hit it. Leaving himself at least a 2-footer for his birdie.
Well, out of the sand to here for Sutton. Just got a bit too much of it. So a long range effort to get himself to 11 under.
Is outside the left. Is this going to swing back? Doesn't seem to be moving. He's a little bit stunned and he didn't hit it either. There's a poor putt all round there by Sutton.
Well, if Wilkinson is watching out of the windows at the clubhouse, then he'll have seen one challenger go by the wayside in Sutton. Crichton.
Yeah, Crichton starting the day at 8 under, now 6 under. Not in the best of days. So we come to Evans for eagle.
Bit of a money putt this one for Christopher Evans.
Well, if he can hold this one and finish birdie, 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 that's a tie for the lead.
Oh, no.
And you got to think now, after that one missing, that's his chances gone a begging.
Yeah, I agree with you, John. Going to be very difficult to find anything from here. And he's still got the danger, of course, of 17.
Crichton. Now, can he finally make this birdie he's been looking for? Come on.
Yes.
Yay. Hits the back of the cup nicely and disappears. Oof.
Well, still not great body language, but moves himself to 7 under. Just not where he was hoping to be when he started off today. In a really good position. Paul Reed rolls it in for his birdie.
He needs 2 birdies at the last 3 holes to maybe force a playoff or get tied for the lead.
Yeah, this is not over, this tournament. From Sutton's point of view, I'm afraid it is. Very, very good effort today from Robert Sutton, but another smile from Wilkinson. Not a cup of tea, glass of water, and in this heat, I guess that's probably a good idea.
Yeah, not a glass of vodka either.
That can come later. But he's got a long and nervous wait to see who else can test him. Robert Sutton then gets himself to 9 under, courtesy of that round of 69.
Yeah, that's a beautiful round of golf. Unfortunately, that drop shot on the last hole, just sticking his head. You know, would have liked to have been at double figures.
Yes, he would, but a round of 67 for 9 under is very good. Reed now 2 shots behind our leader Wilkinson, who's into the clubhouse with that fabulous round of 63, and he's talking to Sian.
James, you've had a fantastic round of golf out there today. Just talk me through what it was like.
Yeah, it was good. I started out for 9, I hit it really close and then just tried to keep plodding on. Neil was encouraging us and yeah, I was just swinging well, so I just tried to keep my calm and just keep doing what I was doing.
And you are the clubhouse leader, so what would it mean if you actually won?
Oh, I've not thought about it, you know, I was just a bit frustrated there in 17, but you know, I hit 2 good shots, it was just a bit unlucky, so just one of them things.
Well, well done for today and best of luck for later.
Cheers,
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Thank you.
And off to the range he drops. Keep
Yes,
the swing warm. Simon?
Yeah, absolutely. Clearly thinks so. That bogey at 17 could be a problem for him.
And you never know, though, in this game. Funny things have happened. People can get on runs, and this boy, well, Darren can hit the ball a country mile, give himself every opportunity, just like that one.
Yes, on a day like today, it's never over till it's over. There's a lot of players out on the course that could still have an influence on this tournament. Hawley then with his second out of the rough stuff into 18.
Ooh, and dodged a bullet. That was nearly up against the face, hardly any shot, and then just scuttled away from it. As we come to, well, what is, I think, one of the best par threes of the year, the 16th. Very demanding, wind blowing off the sea, 9 times out of 10, in or out, whatever it might be, to a very tight green, which is so subtly borrowing in every way, shape or form you could think of. And at 235 yards from the tee, very, very demanding and long. Accuracy is everything.
Yeah, let's see how Paul Reed approaches it. His tee shot, 10 under, with 3 holes to play. Lovely smooth swing. He's got such a great rhythm.
Yeah, out with the hybrid. Going to try and fly it onto the green. Uses the bank on the left-hand side. And watch this one. If it just comes that little bit more, this could get better. Oh, I just need fractions. And that would have worked his way all the way down to the pin.
Yeah, that was not far off from being an amazing shot. Kerr with his approach to 18.
Yeah, I'm backing it up a little bit away from the hole. Unfortunately, like you were saying earlier, Simon, does the road come into play? Well, it does. You know, it makes you go that half a club shorter and make sure you don't bring it into play and, you know, you banged it off and goes out of bounds.
Perry at this monster 15th rolls that across. So could still come away with something.
Now watch this one. You'll hardly touch this. Still a lengthy putt, but for the length he's got, you're going to see it just up over the ridge and now catching it and feeling all the way down and nearly holding it. And what a two. The hat was off. He was about to celebrate.
He was ready, wasn't he?
Oh, look at it, look at it. He's on one leg. Go on. Oh, Struth.
Well, good try to influence that, but it never works. Now then, Darren Wright, winner on the tour this year at Frilford Heath. He's been in trouble off the tee, but another man that's miraculously been able to find his ball at 17.
He has. Very well done. Not much green to work with, though. Having to play, take his punishment there. Make sure he's putting. If you're a little bit too cute and you want to get it too close, you might catch the bank and it's back down by your feet before you know it. Instead, opting to make sure it's on the green. As we come to Lloydie. Darren Lloyd with a 6-footer for birdie.
Yes.
Grabs that right edge, Simon.
This tournament is still very much alive. Trails now by 2, moves himself to 10 under. And he's still got the holes to do it, and that weight getting ever more nervous. So probably a little check on the scores there, just to see how it's going. But Wilkinson, I think he feels that he's going to have to stay warm because he'll be back out there and coming down 18 in the playoff. Hawley.
Hawley from a long way out. He's going to borrow, but he hasn't hit it in the beginning, and that's a lot of work to be done to save his par. As we come to right to save his par here at the 17th. He's had his eyes on this one as it was running past the hole. He'll know the break if he's hit it. He had the line.
Yeah, good stuff from the Sussex boy, the Golf at Goodwood man, who claimed that fabulous victory early this season, and he's been there or thereabouts on the leaderboard quite a lot this year, as right. Expect to see him around in the final mix come Desert Springs.
Yeah, here to that one, Simon. As we see Kerr now, a few little bumps to start with. He's running nicely just past the hole. And that shouldn't be a problem.
Perry with a birdie opportunity at 15. If you play this long par 5 relatively conservatively, then you will still have that birdie opportunity. And he's done well. Marches purposefully away to the 16th, and he marches purposefully because that's 4 birdies in a row by my calculation. Good work from Perry, good recovery. And that's a nice putt from Hawley. Good, confident stroke at 18.
I know we're saying they were tough holes, and they're just birdieing them. Simon, unbelievable. Standard of play is fantastic.
For par. Not really the finish that Mark Kerr was looking for. He was striking the ball beautifully earlier today, but it hasn't quite happened for him. Time to check on that leaderboard then. I'm sure it's a leaderboard that James Wilkinson will not have taken his eyes off. He still leads by 2, but Paul Reed and Darren Lloyd, potentially they can get back to him with holes to play with. So the wait continues for our leader, James Wilkinson. He's in the clubhouse and he's watching the rest. Can anyone challenge him here at the Eagle Orchid Scottish Masters? Well, welcome back to what has been a really entertaining final round of golf here on the Montrose Golf Links in Angus. That last 18 holes of the Eagle Orchid Scottish Masters, a tournament that has provided us with so much entertainment over the last few years. Wilkinson leads in the clubhouse, that fabulous round of 63, taking him to 12 under the card. Now Wright coming down 18, but it's to Paul Reed and Darren Lloyd that Wilkinson will be looking. Those are the two players that can put him under pressure with their finishing holes.
And Darren Wright trying to take driver off the hole and being very bold and brave with the chip. I mean, what a lovely golf course to be a head professional. Jason, who's the head professional, I mean, cool, he must look out of his door at the pro shop and go, what a glorious place I'm able to work in.
Lucky man. 3 courses in very close proximity here. It is a beautiful part of the world to play your golf. And Fenwick is getting frustrated.
He's right now, steps over his birdie effort on 18. What a nice way to finish this would be, to get to 9 under. Oh, and he's got it. Nice big fist pump. He knows how important that might be for his, you know, the order of merit at the end of the year. Every shot counts, as we see 68, 3 under par. Nice and solid. 5 birdies, 2 drop shots on the back 9, but very solid.
Yeah, the right stuff from Darren Wright. And that'll put him in contention for a good finish here, and that'll keep his season ticking along nicely. Now back to the tee.
Yeah, you've seen Paul Reed out with a hybrid. This is probably a 6-iron for Darren Lloyd. And that is over there on the right-hand side, just missing the trolleys. And that's going to be an awkward little chip from over there.
Talking of awkward chips.
Back of the stance, hands forward, needs to get hold of the ball quickly, and does so very well. And that's a great touch by Neil. Beautiful chip.
Yeah, we like that. Frustration though for Fenwick today, having been in pole position at the start of the day. Now Paul Reed trying to fashion a spectacular finish here.
Yeah, this is where he needs it to happen, but being on the left-hand side, not easy to get at this pin. And he's taking it on, and that is the problem. Just slightly 1 foot to the right, and bang, you're in no man's land.
Well, interesting decisions as always to be made on links golf courses. Paul Reed has just made the wrong one. And Darren Lloyd trying to make the right one, but unfortunately running it through there is tricky, and he was hoping for that little bit of comeback, but didn't happen.
Well, we talk about short games. This man's got it. Is this going to be a bump in the bank, or is he going to fly it over it and try and stop it dead? Oh, his lovely, gentle hands. But that's got to stay there. Oh, and it has. Get up there and mark it, Paul. Before it runs back, as we see this action now, just look how passive those hands are. Keeps it, the club, looking at the ball as much as he can. Again, that little soft floater to land on the green nice and softly. Probably played it too good. As we come to Neil, a little tap in here, hopefully.
Well, he will still have pretensions with regard to this title, and that'll help him. It sets him up for the closing stretch. He moves to 9 under.
Now this is a little break from left to right. Just send it on down the slope. We've seen Paul just miss it, but he's out of it very quick. He knew he lost that one out to the right-hand side, and that's a bogey.
And for the moment, Wilkinson's challenge looking stronger and stronger. And Reed needs this one as well, just like Lloyd, to stay just 2 shots back. And he's not got it.
I think we're handing the trophy to Wilkinson at this rate.
There's still holes to play, I think, to force a tie. But it's getting very, very difficult, and Wilkinson at the moment is the man.
Well, Lloyd's going to have to hold a shot on either 17 or 18 for an eagle, and then birdie the other one. So odds are stacked in Wilkinson's favour. So we see Reed needs a good finish, put it in the middle of the dance floor and hopefully hold the putt, which he's done.
Yeah, playing for places now, these guys, and that challenge that Wilkinson was absolutely convinced he would have to face has just faded one by one as these guys come through the 18th. Now Fenwick, desperately important he gets this shot right and just gets to that first swale, but look at the putt that he's left with. Goodness me, monster.
It's just unbelievable. I mean, he's the only one really that can go birdie, birdie, birdie and equal the lead for a playoff. And he's going to have to hold a, well, 50, 60 footer across the green on 16. And this man, a 30 footer, should come back a little bit, but it's not. Going the other way. I don't think he can believe it either. He's seen it coming in from the right-hand side.
Fenwick. Well, this is a must in terms of taking off a little bit of pressure.
Oh, look at this one. It's a never-ending story and very close indeed.
Just waiting for the hole to arrive, and he was fractionally offline. What a putt from there, and well played to him for still being aggressive with it.
Yeah, well, he had to be. He knows that he needs to finish all the birdies, as we see Paul Reed finishing off at 9 under par. Great round of golf. Is probably one of those what could have beens. But 4 birdies, 2 drop shots, 69. Very solid round of golf by the Brisson Clifton player.
Yeah, one of the most consistent players over the last 5 years on this tour. Another good tournament for Reed. Fenwick then for par. No. Gone. And Wilkinson back in the clubhouse. I'm sure this news will be filtering through to him. He'll be getting more and more relaxed as the minutes roll on.
Well, Darren Lloyd coming way left over the rough, coming back up over the bunkers onto the green. Don't get too cute. Oh, takes a big ricochet off the right edge of the bunker. If that went in it, that would have been plugged.
Right, time to hear from Sian again. She's with Neil Armour, the CEO of Eagle Orchid.
So Neil, this is the 4th year you've sponsored this event, and because of that you're helping invest in the future of golf and the upcoming players, and how does that feel?
Feels great. That's why we are here, to help young guys trying to make their way in their chosen career, which is golf. I'm only slightly jealous that that's not my career, but it's great to play some small part along the way. The guys who've won the Eagle Orchid Scottish Masters have gone on to progress really well, from Stuart Manley through Oliver Farr, who did great US Open a couple of weeks ago, and now Jack Senior winning last week on the Challenger Tour.
Yes, well said, Neil. Some excellent golfers going on from wins here in Montrose to compete at a higher level. Now, Lloyd, a little fortuitous to get to this position, but he'll be disappointed with that. And I think the wind has rather been taken out of everyone's sails here. The balloon has been deflated, but not for that man. Neil Armour congratulating our winner, and James Wilkinson. Nobody can catch him now. He's got his first professional win. Brilliant stuff.
What a great feeling that is, Simon. Must be pinching himself. You've seen Darren hopefully hold this one for his par. He doesn't. And that, unfortunately, is a costly bogey on the last hole. Might cost him a bobble too.
Yeah, the edge just seemed to go out of his game over the closing stretch, and finishes on 8 under with a round of 70. And when he started today, it was looking like it was going to be a lot better than that.
As we come to Neil, this bunker right in front of him that you see, he's got to flirt with this one, just get it over it, and it will release all the way up the green. Oh, and he pulled it a little bit, but got away with it. Now that is absolutely brilliant from where he was. I think if you said to him, look, put your ball there, he'd have said, on your bike. No chance am I going to get it there, but he did.
Just a reminder of the prize money on offer, £10,000, the winner's check, but that's 6k, which is an increase in prize money for second place, still invaluable in terms of the race to Desert Springs.
Big money putt for Neil.
Oh,
and he gets it. Well, better late than never.
Yeah, what a good finish from him. And that means that he joins a tie for second place on 9 under with a round of 71. But it's not quite the final day Johnny was after.
No, after the trials and tribulations of today's round for him, it's, you know, he shoots level par nonetheless, and, you know, he's just scraped into that second place.
4 men then on that second place on 9 under, but James Wilkinson once again finding himself 3 shots clear at the end of the day for what is a fabulous maiden professional victory. And as we move down through the leaderboard, those names, the likes of Gavins and Busher, Dunbar and Evans, we're seeing them week in, week out. Surely not too long before we see them at the top of the leaderboard. Right, let's hear from our winner.
I just tried to, you know, keep it steady. You know, the first few holes, you know, I just wanted to get off to a nice start, and then, you know, I was 4 under early on, and, you know, just tried to keep going really. I didn't think about winning it at all. You know, I just trying to shoot the best score I could and keep hitting it close, and I stuck to my process all day. You know, pre-shot routine, and you know, I think that just helped me. You know, obviously shoot 63, so I'm delighted. Yeah.
Well, congratulations to James Wilkinson, a fabulous win, and that means that he comes in to the top echelons of that Race to Desert Springs leaderboard in 6th position. Gary King still the man with 2 wins, and he still leads, but Wright, Connor, Dunbar and Armitage joining him in the all-important top 5 in that bid for their Challenge Tour card. And congratulations to Wilkinson. Neil Armour, the CEO of Eagle Orchid, the sponsors presenting this year's trophy to a well-deserved winner.
Well, that's all we've got time for here at Montrose Links. What a fantastic day of golf and a great result there for James Wilkinson, who clinched the title. Make sure you join us next time when we'll be at Marhall Golf Club on the banks of the Clyde. We'll see you then.